Hi everyone, Dave Cook from Bust here. This is just a little message just to say thank you to everyone who backed the Kickstarter and helped made it, well, basically helped make it, because without your help, this thing would have taken like another year, maybe even two to make if we were self-funding it. So you've really helped speed up the process. And you've also helped us pay for a second print run, which is fantastic. The question remains now, what happens between now and our April launch? Well, Chris and I, have to go away, look at all the custom sketch requests and your photos for the £50 backers, and we've started slotting you into the script. So that's a cool little teaser for whoever backed at £50. We've actually found places for most of you now in the comics, so I think you'll start to see yourselves in about 2 or 3 pages time, depending on we haven't finalized everyone yet, but it's pretty much there, so that'll be quite interesting for you guys. Yeah, very interesting actually. I think there'll be a few surprises. I know a few people who backed at 50, so yeah, there's a few cool appearances in there. But yeah, so we'll also be doing new pages as soon as they're ready. They'll go up on the blog as usual, as you've seen. And that process will sort of speed up a bit now, just because we can pay for them now, which is great. And yeah, I mean, so what I'm going to do from now on myself is write Bust issue 2. I know some of you guys have been voting on the title for the second comic, which is great. I'm going to keep that poll open for a while, probably till the end of the year, maybe start of next, just because it's an ongoing process, and I think all the titles fit basically the arc I have in mind, and I've actually started to sit down and write it now. So what I'll do, I'm going to start sharing some very properly spoiler free snippets from issue 2. I've got to be very careful about how I reveal it, because I think it would spoil a lot of Bust issue 1. But that's something I also want to talk about, is the first issue, because you guys paid for it. So what's going to happen is the first print run will be it's going to be a special edition for the guys who backed. So what that's going to mean is there's going to be a color cover, which was our first stretch goal, so that's awesome. You guys helped make that happen. Color cover, there's inside the cover in the front, there's going to be a list of all the backer names and a Kickstarter logo just saying it's a special edition, that kind of thing. There'll also be a foreword from me sort of explaining the process and just recapping the campaign, and sort of talking about how just what issue 1 sets out to achieve, because it's very much like a pilot. I always liken it to like a pilot of a TV show, where it moves at a really quick pace just to very quickly get the rules of the world down. Who is Jack? Who are his family? The people he meets in issue 1, with a view for setting the framework for issues 2 and beyond. In my mind, this is only a 5-issue run, and then the whole story's finished. But it could go longer. It just depends how popular it is. But I have an arc in mind for. It's very solid, it's in mind. It's pretty much there for issues 2 to 5, and they're going to go a lot slower, so more sort of episodic kind of cliffhanger at the end, like you would just a TV show basically. So, and this isn't too much of a spoiler, but in the first issue, there's a bit of a time skip. It's nothing too drastic, but I think you're going to come out of issue 1 with a lot of questions, and I just want to try and put some fears to rest that there'll be plot holes, because there are plot holes, but trust me, they're deliberate. There's a big gap of Jack's life that we don't see, and we kind of speed through quickly just for the purpose of setting the framework for everything else. But, and there's a good reason for that, there are flashbacks in issue 2 to issues 2 to 5. There's a lot of flashbacks that recount the old way of life, how things were before the plague hit, that sort of thing. So it kind of drip feeds the story, just to keep the mystery and all that. So I'm sort of well prepared for people who didn't back the Kickstarter to sort of say, hold on, you didn't explain this, or you didn't explain that. But it's all intentional, honestly. Everything will get resolved before the end. And it's going to get pretty bloody and pretty violent. And yeah, it's if you think issue 1's dark so far, yeah, you haven't seen anything yet. So that's a little teaser. But yeah, so we're just, it's kind of overwhelming. I was just away on holiday at the weekend there and got the news that we'd hit our second stretch goal, and it's incredible. So just thank you very much, guys, for helping us make this thing possible. Sort of beyond the April launch, as I said, we've got a second print run, so that won't be sold in Kickstarter, of course. Kickstarter is now closed, but we are looking at other places to sell the second print run. So that'll be a sort of general release print run that won't have the Kickstarter forward, the back, all that kind of thing. But our plan for that really is to take it to comic conventions and stuff. I'm actually speaking with a few people now about some UK conventions to do to rent a table and actually just have a bus stand there. So I think that would be quite cool. There's a few local conventions coming up as well that between, I think it's like end of November towards going into next year, that I'd like to try and attend, work permitting. But we have a product, I don't like using the word product, but it's a product that we can take to these events and say, hey, look, this is a thing that we made. It's Bus, help back it. And hopefully the idea is that the money we make from issue 1, the second print run, will go towards funding issue 2. So the Kickstarter for that will have a lower target. I mean, it's all non-profit for me. Chris is getting paid. He has to, because he's so talented. It's only fair. I just want to make this thing, and it's happening. So yeah, it's awesome. What to do as well, this is just a message for all backers really, is if you want to send me your address, if you're not planning on moving between now and April, you can send me your address now. I can add it to our sort of shared Google Doc with all the backer details, all that sort of stuff. Just so we're ready, just so as soon as the print issues are ready, they go off to the printers, they come back, we can send them out straight away. You can do that, or you can wait. I'm going to do a few reminders throughout the year and into next as well. So we'll get there in the end. But yeah, I mean, all that's left to say really is just thank you very much again, and keep an eye on the blog. I'm going to keep on doing news updates on the Kickstarter and the blog as well. So keep an eye on both. It doesn't really matter. The content will be the same. And yeah, just keep an eye for new pages as they come. We're just about to hit a really sort of very dark part of the comic, so sort of page 16, 17 onwards, things really hit the fan. So yeah, look out for that. Enjoy that. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Sincerely, from both of us, myself and Chris. You guys have really made our year. So thanks again. See you on here soon. Thank you.